Well, hello everyone. Thank you for tuning in to No Sweat English. My name is Carol Wright. I'll be your teacher for the day. Today I'd like to talk to you about family phrasal verbs. So phrasal verbs, again, just to review, are verbs plus a particle that when you put them together, they create a new meaning. Okay, so today's phrasal verbs has to do with family and family relationships, and I hope that you'll find this useful. Before we begin, if you don't mind hitting the subscribe button and the bell, that will help my channel grow, and I really appreciate that. So let's get started. The first phrasal verb I want to talk about is the be verb plus named after. Sometimes in American tradition, it is normal for children or babies to be named after someone else in the family, usually someone who's older or someone who that has a special place in your heart. So the meaning of to be named after means to be given the same name as someone else in the family. It's usually an honor or to remember someone important in the family. Here's an example sentence. My name is Elizabeth, and I'm named after my grandmother Elizabeth. Okay, so that's just an example. So sometimes you have family members with the same name of different generations, and that's the reason. So Elizabeth must have been a very important name in the family for the baby to be named after. Okay, so that's just how we use named after. Next, we're going to use the phrasal verb go by. Sometimes we don't always use the name that our parents give us. We might have a nickname, so you can tell people what name you go by. Okay, so that means the name you want others to call you, usually a nickname that is different from your given name. So here's an example sentence. My name is Elizabeth, but I go by Lizzie. Okay, so that's what people call me, to go by Lizzie. Okay, that means I'm telling people what to call me by. So that could be a popular phrasal verb for international students, because sometimes Americans can't quite say your name properly. So you might say, you know, my name is Li Zhang, but I go by Nikki, right? That's an example. The next phrasal verb I want to talk about is how to bring somebody up. To bring someone up means to help them grow up, to raise someone. So your parents bring you up. Okay, so here's an example sentence. My mother was a single parent. Sorry, this is a typo. So my mother was a single parent. She brought me and my sister up all by herself. That means my mother took care of us all by herself. Okay, so bring somebody up means to raise someone, to help them grow up. Grow up is a very common phrasal verb that you probably know. So to grow up means to become bigger and older, right? So when you grow up, you go from a child to an adult. An example sentence is, I grew up with two brothers. Okay, so I, together with my two brothers, grow up together. Next phrasal verb is to look after. Look after means to take care of someone. So here's an example sentence. Since I'm the oldest, I often look after my baby brother. Okay, so I often take care of my baby brother. So look after means to take care of someone. Get along with or get on with. When you get along or get on with someone means you have a good relationship with them. So here's an example sentence, and this is actually true for my case. I never got along with my older sister until we were both adults. Okay, so when we were young, we fought a lot. We never had a good relationship until we grew up and became adults. Then our relationship got better. Next, we have grow apart. When you grow apart, it means people who used to be close but then become not so close anymore. Maybe you grow apart because of an argument. Maybe you grew apart because you were living in different parts of the country. So here's an example sentence. If you don't keep in touch, you can grow apart from your family. So it's really important to keep in touch so that you don't grow apart. Get together. The meaning of get together is for people to come together in one place. For example, for a party, a dinner, or Thanksgiving, which is a very popular American holiday. An example sentence is, my cousins, aunties, and uncles all get together during Thanksgiving. That means we come together in one place and celebrate something together. When do you get together with your family? Leave a comment for me. I'd love to read about it. Look up to means to admire and respect someone. So I have always looked up to my father or my dad. He was a loving father and a successful businessman. Okay, so I've always respected or looked up to my father or my dad. So look up to means to admire and to respect someone. Take after. Take after is a phrasal verb that means to have similarities with someone in your family, usually someone older than you. I can say my sister takes after my mom. They both love sports and shopping. Okay, so they both have very similar characteristics. Since my sister came after my mom, right? My mom's older. I would say my sister takes after my mom, not my mom takes after my sister, because my mom came first and then my sister takes after her. Next we have settle down. We use this a lot. Some people might ask you, when are you going to settle down? That means they want to know when are you going to become stable and live a quiet and steady life. Okay, no more parties, no more single life, but actually get ready to get married and have a steady job and maybe even have a family. Here's an example sentence. I'm glad to see Josh settle down. He has found a stable job and has a stable girlfriend. No more partying for him. Okay, so settle down again means to become stable and live a steady life. Next we have split up or break up. That means to not be together anymore, like a divorce or you live apart from each other. Usually sometimes parents might split up and get a divorce, or boyfriend and girlfriend get split up or break up. Here's an example sentence. Jonah and Diana split up or broke up last year. I hope their children will adjust. Okay, so that's my example sentence. Make up. Make up is perfect after breakup, meaning to repair a broken relationship. I'm glad Diana and Jonah made up, so they're not getting a divorce anymore. Okay, so you're coming back together from a broken relationship. Put up with is a very common and very usual, useful phrasal verb. To put up with means to tolerate someone and his or her habits or actions, meaning you really can't stand something but you deal with it anyway somehow. So here's an example sentence. I can't put up with Josh and his loud music anymore. I need to move out. So in this example sentence, it means I can't take it anymore. I have to move out. And our final phrasal verb today is pass away, which is kind of sad. Pass away is meaning a very polite way to say someone has died. So instead of saying so-and-so died, you want to be polite, you can say so-and-so passed away. So here's, again, another truth sentence for me. When my grandmother passed away, she was 104 years old. Can you believe that? She lived a very long and happy life. All right, so that's all the time I have today to talk about phrasal verbs about family. Hopefully you find it useful. Please leave me a comment or even just to say hi. Subscribe if you haven't. That would really help my channel grow and I really appreciate it. So until next time, take care, stay safe. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.